Welcome back to the PSN Command. Now it's your boy Tone, aka Tap. We back on the video. If I get to a greater God, for God's right now, God's open doors and pay away for all you people in the Lord's name. Pray, man. Today's video, we're here at the Washington Commanders, and today we're going to talk about the Adam Peters press conference. I'm gonna watch it live with you guys and react to it live. Also, I'll go watch the Dan Quinn press conference as well. We'll talk the whole Drake May thing as well. The Drake May interview with Adam Schefter. Talk all that this evening. Now, I'll react to all the videos live, and we'll talk about it afterwards. So let's get right into it. Waste some more time. We're going to get right into tonight's festivities. So shout out to all you guys that do pull up tonight. I really appreciate that for all the love and support. And let's get right into it. So let's do this. Let's get right into it. Shout out y'all pull up there. Let's get right into it. See what Adam Peters talking about real quick.
You guys want an opening statement, or are we just firing them away? Hi, Jennifer. How you doing? Nikki, how's it going?
Adam funny as hell.
Yeah, really with Brock, he's always composed. He was always like he is now. He's the same guy every day, and really, his tape was what really turned us on. And then you meet the person, but this is only just a little bit part of the process. But his tape and everything that he did at Iowa State and how well he played and how well he played the position, we really thought that he could really fit in well with our scheme. And if we thought he was that good, we probably wouldn't have waited till the last pick. But no, we liked him that much, and now I got to find a new quarterback.
I gotta find a new quarterback. I wanna know what he says about Sam, because I saw this and I saw a quote from John Kahn of him saying this, and then it said that he wasn't certain about Sam. So I want to know what he's saying about Sam, and maybe he might say, I gotta find it. Maybe it might be in house, might not be in house. So we'll see.
I'm sorry, what was the beginning of that? Oh yeah, I think the biggest thing in the combine, the two biggest things are, everybody says it, it's the medical portion, which I'm not a part of that. I just see all the results, and then the interviews. And we're going to interview a lot of quarterbacks as well as a lot of other players here. So that's really the first touch point that we'll have with these guys. I haven't met any of them in person, and really excited to meet them. We're going to meet some tonight, some tomorrow, and it's just the beginning of the process in terms of that. That's a huge part of really any position is getting to know the person. That's where we've always found in scouting, you make the biggest mistakes more so on the person than the actual talent. I think we're all here for a reason in terms of being talent evaluators, everybody in our staff, but understanding what makes the person tick and how they'll fit into your locker room and your particular culture is the biggest thing where you can make mistakes on.
Okay.
That's a really
I can't really
good
get the
question.
questions for real.
Sean didn't prepare me for that one, but I can give you a good answer. I think you work with them to a certain extent, just like anybody you work with, you figure out what their strengths, what their weaknesses are. Most coaches do a really good job of letting you know what they want out of the players. And really last week, that's what we had all our scouts in, and we did what we call profile tapes. And they presented players and what they're looking for in particular positions, whether it be defensive line, defensive end, linebacker, all those different things. And they do a good job presenting what they're exactly looking for in our particular scheme that we're doing. So that was new for all of us, including me, because I haven't worked with most of these coaches. So understanding what Joe Witt looks for on defense, what Cliff looks for on offense, and all the different positions. So you start to gain an understanding of how they can communicate with that. But until you really start going into meetings and seeing how they evaluate, you don't really know. But I think everybody's here for a reason, coaches and scouts. So I'm
Mhm.
really confident in our ability to do that. Gosh, if I knew that answer, I would be somewhere else, probably retired. I think that the gist of it is it's people evaluating people, and especially when it comes to that position, there's so much more that goes into it besides the tape. You know, if you're evaluating a defensive end, you know, I think we all can see what Nick Bosa or Myles Garrett looks like, and the quarterback, there's so much nuance that goes into it besides the talent, the skill set, and the arm strength and all that. So with really quarterback or any position, there's always it's people evaluating people. So you're gonna make mistakes, and it's a matter of if you have a better hit rate. Really, that's the draft,
True.
is to try to hit on as many as you can. And the more hits you have, whether it's the first round pick or the seventh round pick or anywhere in between, that's how you build your team. Really, Cliff and I haven't talked too much specifically on him. We really just talked about quarterback play in general, and what he looks for in quarterbacks and how we can find that right fit for him if that's what we're going to do. And certainly that's hasn't been decided yet by any stretch of the imagination. We still have a lot of work to do. What we're going to do, whether it's that pick or later, we really like what we have in Sam right now, so we're really excited about that too. I had a great. It's funny. I learned this from John Lynch. When you're sitting in your office all day, you kind of just get in this rut where you're just like, it's dark. You got all these weird lights, and you need to get out. So Sam came to the facility a couple weeks ago and got a chance to hang out. And instead of sitting in my office, we just took a walk. Took a walk around
Mhm.
Commanders Park and around the fields, and got to know him a little bit better. So I feel really good about him too. So we got a lot of different things we can do, but still really excited about him.
So he said he feels good about Sam. I don't know if he watches Sam. I'm sure. I'm assuming he watched Sam's tape already. Um, I I think the way he said that is he likes him overall, but I don't know if he loves Sam. So maybe if he finds a quarterback he loves in this draft, he takes him, right? Um, I think it might lower the chance he takes a quarterback in the first round, but I'm just intrigued to see how he continues to talk about Sam Howell and how he feels about him as we go through this process.
I'm sorry, what was the first part? Yeah, yeah, it's a good question. I think it's different for every team, but I think, you know, at its core, as an assistant GM, you're looking for somebody who can aggregate all the information, give it all to the decision makers, where it's the head coach, the GM, whoever it is. And so someone who can organize all the scouting information, all the analytics information, all the different information that you get in order to make the best decision possible, and you filter it up to the decision makers. And so with Lance, his skill set's immense. You know, not just he's an excellent player evaluator. We never worked together, but we've been close friends for a long time. Always talk ball, talked about a lot of things. He's really good at a lot of things. He's kind of like, a lot of times he's been a North Star for me in terms of decision making, whether it's on a player or just on life. So having him in the building,
Oh,
I couldn't be happier. I'm
that's
really
his
excited to
buddy.
work for him,
Okay,
and
that's good to
I
know.
don't
I
think
know
people
those
really
guys.
know how good he is. He's gotten a lot more notoriety, I think, with Detroit's success, and rightfully so. They've done an excellent job, but he's been a big part of that, and we're really happy to have him with us. I think, you know, as it pertains to quarterbacks or any meeting room, you want to have the best competition and as many good players as you can to make to have the best team. Talking about San Francisco a couple of years ago, we needed what, four, Jennifer, maybe five at the end, and so you need a lot. A lot of stuff can happen. So I think you always want to make every single meeting room as strong as it possibly can be, whether it's quarterback or defensive end. I'm not good at this, so. really with anything that could happen in this league, you always want to be involved in it, right? Whether you actually pull the trigger or not, that's a different story. But you always want to understand what people are looking to do, what they're doing, whether it's trading down to 28, and I don't know who 28 is, so don't think I got some master plan, or trading anywhere, whether it's a player or not. So you always want to be involved in any of those things, whether you actually pull the trigger at the end. That's when you gather all your information and make the best decision for the team.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, you learn more and more every time you do it. And most of them are mistakes. I feel like it's really hard to evaluate quarterbacks, but you just try to get better and try to understand what you did the last time that was really good, what you did last time that was really bad, different processes. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of bad things that you did, but you always learn. And so it's constantly evolving, and I don't think anybody has the magic pill to understand that one. If they do, let me know. I'll hire them. But yeah, I think that's it. Just keep learning every year you do it. We subscribe to it, but it's just like all the different assessments. It's just a very, very small piece of the puzzle. You can break it down to just the general score, or you can get it down all the little granular bits of it and try to pull different things that are predictive for your analytics group. So with all those different things, whether it's S2 or HRT, I just gave a good shout out to HRT, so hopefully you can get a better deal. But I think you take all those things into account and understand what portions of it are important.
Okay.
I think no. I mean, you like to get as much information as you can on every prospect, but if somebody doesn't want to take that test, I understand, and especially what happened with CJ last year, and that was really cool how he overcame that and had an incredible rookie year. So, but you just have to adjust. If players adjust, and you adjust to that, and
I completely agree with that.
You try to get as much information as you can. If it's S2, then it's something else. But that's really
There's nothing wrong with the smoke
adjust,
detector,
guess,
bro.
Caleb.
I don't know where y'all getting that from. We don't got one in our house right now. I don't know where y'all getting this sound from. We pause everything. Y'all keep talking this sound, bro.
Yeah, we've looked into a lot. We haven't done anything. We just got here, right? So you guys know how construction goes. It doesn't go real fast,
Let's pause everything. I don't hear no sound in here. What are y'all talking about? All right, do you hear a sound right now? I don't hear what y'all hear because I don't hear nothing. Unless y'all hear my computer. My computer might be running. Maybe my computer. I think y'all hear my computer. I think I hear my computer. My computer's like slightly overheated. I think I hear my computer. But let's continue. We have here all avenues. It's my computer. There's nothing I can do about that now. It's my computer battery. It's not that. That's my computer though. There's nothing I can do about that. Sorry about that, y'all. My computer's overheated, so I'm gonna have to turn it off after I'm done this stream, man. Let it cool off. That's what it is.
So, but we've listened to a lot of the players. We've met with a lot of the players, trying to understand where we can improve in the building, and I think we have a lot of really good people in the building. It's just trying to make the player experience better as good as we can, and that's not easy, but we're going to make every effort to. So we're still in the early stages of that.
Adam got nice charisma to him. I like Adam Pierce's charisma.
I look at it as more as excitement and then growing pains. It's a lot of fun. Done it a few times now, and with all the new people, you get a chance to learn how people work. It's a great energy in the building right now. It's awesome. It's really fun walking around. Coaches, personnel, we all got together. We did a lot of cool things, team building stuff. So I look at it as more excitement than anything else. So it's been a lot of fun. All right, thanks, guys.
Very interesting presser. Very interesting presser. Let's look up Dan Quinn's now. I'm intrigued. Let's see. Let's combine press conference. And,
standing here tonight with even more appreciation and gratitude than the first time. So I'm so damn pumped to get rocking. Usually the combine begins with a checklist, you know, what's next, and it's the staff, and it's the start of free agency, it's the beginning of the draft and the interviews that go with that. But with us, really right now, it's also what's now. And that's the type of urgency that we're looking for. We want to absolutely go for it in every single way. It was that way from the staff of making sure we could absolutely try to nail each and every position as we're going. Same way through here from the, you know, the combine and into the free agency and into the draft. So we just absolutely want to let it rip. I spoke at the presser at my first one about recalibration and of a team and doing that together. And I think more than anything, it's, you know, finding our identity together. And that's has been one of the fun parts of getting started on something new. It's the relationships that you have and they get to build. There's obviously a lot of new relationships for me here with the job, from Adam and myself, through scouts, through coaching, and to have ways to connect that. Like that's absolutely been one of the highlights so far of the job of building those relationships. And I know we're not going to miss, you know, one step along the way to do that, because we just want to keep nailing each of the processes. So with all that said, man, let's get rocking and open up to you guys for some questions. Yeah, sure. I think one of the things.
Does he got some 11s on? I want to know he got some Jordan 11s on, y'all. Y'all think he got 11s on? I want to know he got some 11s on. What shoes he got on? I want to find out.
Things that I do enjoy about
No.
this time is the interview portion. And you're really trying to get into, you know, not the ball player, but the man, and find out what they are, what they stand for. And we're looking for that kind of competitor, that kind of toughness. And so you ask some leading questions to find those answers, but I enjoy that part.
Like, no, for real.
It might be running back, it could be defensive end, it's that quarterback, but just digging in, you know, behind the scenes about the person first. And then if we get that part the way, you know, that we think it fit and be together, then
yes, the plan lever jumps. Exactly. You know, you have. Let me see what he said.
It's that quarterback, but just digging in, you know, behind the scenes about the person first. And then if we get that part the way, you know, that we think it fit and be together, then the tape and that stuff comes in second.
Okay, what kind of person he is first? Tape.
Well, who better to think about Atlanta than you? And I would say it's been 1,234 days since I was let go. And so,
woo, he remembered how many days it was. Boy, that's how you know he ready. That's why you know he pissed off. You know he ready to spank, bro. You know he trying to spank the whole league, bro. I've been passed on for 1,245 days. He know the exact days, bro. God dang, boy. Somebody pissed off Dan Quinn, Slim. Who pissed off Dan Quinn, Slim? Who made that mad, Slim? Who made bro mad, dog? Who made bro mad? I don't know who made bro mad, because bro mad as hell. Bro ready to spank. Bro mad as hell. Nah, bro real life mad as hell. I'm not gonna hold you. Mad as hell.
There has been plenty of opportunity led to make sure that I thought a lot about this, and from the staff standpoint, from the processes that need to go in place, the personnel, the scouting, my involvement with them. And so more so now than ever, I've really had a chance to reflect and do that. And so every once in a while, you're at the right place at the right time in your life and in your career. And I certainly feel like that's this place right now for me. Yeah, I think it was an absolute awesome experience for me, and for a number of reasons. One, from a defensive standpoint, to go in and say these were changes I had to make. So it was almost like in a microcosm of the changes I had to make. I started on the defensive side. I started on those things that I could do better, and so I took a shot at doing that. Certainly from Mike, I learned a lot.
Wow.
All the way from
Yeah.
philosophy of a team, of of a staff, of a program, of a locker room, and all the important markers along the way. I thought the teams there, he threw a hell of a training camp, like every step of how to do things and not missing it. He was super detailed in that process, and so having the 3 years with Mike was huge. Having the years with Jerry and Steven and Will McClay, like I'm a better coach for that time with them, and so those people, those players will always have a special spot in my heart, because without them, I wouldn't have had this opportunity here. And so I certainly appreciate it. I don't know that, and I wish I did, because part of the reason for going back there last year was to absolutely go for it in the biggest way. And so to come up short in that end, no doubt about that, that hurt and that left a mark. But I think as a competitor, you keep going back, you keep getting back in the fight, and you find, the small edges and the small margins to do that. And I know that they will. They've got a really strong and solid locker room. And if you have that part right first, that gives you a real chance to make your
Why
mark.
are you talking about Dallas right now, bro? Y'all throwing me over to Dallas. You in Washington now, bro.
1,234. It was easy to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4 for today. So I did not plant that question with lead. I want to put that on the record. But
No, he remembered that.
What it
You remember that?
is I had time to think about this, and I had time to go plan this and visit with people and make sure that every stop that I wanted to do it better, that I found ways to do that. And so that's why
I'm gonna give a quick pause, real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. I wipe off my camera. My camera look blurry. We back now. Go to the camera. It looks a little better now.
why this time and those 3 years were super important for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to rush into something that you couldn't absolutely kick ass and go for it at the highest level, because that's the only way I want to go after it. And so it took a while. It took a while to get to that space. And like most things that are really important do take some time. It took me that time to do that. That we're looking for, and I wasn't going to rush into.
I want to apologize to Dan Quinn. So y'all remember? I remember when he left our facility, and there's a picture of Dan Quinn at Reagan National Airport about to take a flight back to Dallas. And I said, man, that man ain't get no daggone job. Get the hell out of here. I gotta apologize, bro. My fault, bro. I ain't mean to attack you like that, bro. My fault, Slim. My fault, bro. Forgive me, bro.
There's something that you couldn't absolutely
DC,
take ass and go for it at the highest level, because that's the only way I want to go after it. And so it took a while. It took a while to get to that space, and like most things that are really important do.
My man, like, he on all black Air Force One energy out here, bro. My man looking for ops and taking names, bro. He looking for ops. He on the whole NFL's behind right now. He trying to destroy everybody, bro, including his former franchise, the Atlanta Falcons.
Take some time. It took me that time to do that.
And the Dallas Cowgirls. Front up.
Yeah, of course. That was a huge after action to find why that performance wasn't to the standard, that we had set. And I wish there was one thing to say, this is one thing that we could have done differently in that space, because those games are the ones that leave a scar. They were hard to deal with. The team had been an excellent tackling team, creating takeaways. And so not having to be in the same space for that hurt and that stung. But if there was one thing that you would have put your finger on, you certainly would have done that early to go. But the team had been excellent at not allowing explosive plays, and certainly in that game more than was needed. Well, one, I'm super proud of the man. And so AD started with us through the fellowship program in Atlanta, and then hired on, as an assistant to there. And so seeing the last, 7 years together with him and seeing a person grow at these rates that were just remarkable to see. And so one of his superpowers is building a connection between people. And he's a master teacher and a master connector of people. And I thought, going there, I'd help mentor on the D line. He didn't need my help on that. He was ready to go, but I'm super proud of him. He's going to do great things up in Seattle. His connection, his ability to teach is really one of the things that sets him apart, and they're very fortunate to have him. He was super important. One of the fun parts about Micah is like he pushed me to think differently. And I think that's when you have a rare player of how do you find unique things about them and then try to feature those in that way. And I think he was probably the most rare that I was able to find. He could be off the ball, on the ball, rush over a guard, move over to a tackle. And so first and foremost,
One Paul could ask some questions right here. I mean, I like Quinn a lot. He's headstrong, ready to go. I love his energy though. My man got black Air Force One energy. He on everybody behind, bro. He trying to spank the whole league, and I ain't mad at it, bro. I kept passing up on me. That's a bet. I'm gonna show y'all how good I am. I respect that. Oh, we'll say it's Quinn. Not stop much of your neck. Nah, him and Adam Peters and his staff has been on 1,000 miles an hour since they got they behind in DC, bro. They are ready to take names, bro. I love what I see, bro.
Foremost, you have to be a really smart person to be able to play those kind of different positions, and he is. And then you have to have the competitiveness to say, I can go attack him and go attack him, because as you know, the better you get more attention. And so you have to then find ways to beat a chip and beat a double team and find unique ways to do that. So it was fun to go through that process with him. I'm super proud of him, of the trajectory that he's on. And I think, he's going to continue on in that way.
You talking about Michael?
I think finding it out, you had to explore it. You had to try it, because for him in Penn State, he wasn't as much defensive end as we utilized him into that space. So finding unique ways to do it. And when he answered it, more of that, and just putting a player like him in the spots they can do their thing. And that's what I enjoy most, on the coaching, is finding all these unique things that a player can do. And then how do you feature them on offense or defense or, in the return game. And so, I look back even, for the guys who were in the Hall of Fame of I was super proud of some of the class this year, whether it was Freeney or Hester, of guys who had these really unique traits and they could do that one thing better than anybody. And so for Dwight, he could set up a bull or a spin and the tackle didn't know which one. And for Devin, his ability to accelerate and cut and make somebody miss and break normal touchdown saving angles, those are things that they had unique stuff. And so as a coach, that's our job to try to find ways to do that. And those are examples of those guys found their superpower and were able to absolutely let it rip. And I enjoy that part of seeing that happen. Absolutely. People are breaking the rules. So keep letting it rip. I'd say number one, you better be really tough, mentally, physically tough, because there's going to be times when the person is open on the physical toughness. You got to stay in there to deliver it, into the right spot. I think you have to have the mental toughness to withstand all that's going on and keep your focus right here on the team, right with the group that you're with. As far as a performance side, I think you better show accuracy on the deep ball, because when those moments for explosive plays are there's a single high coverage, it's a man-to-man, it's an all-out blitz, and you nail those moments, that's where the explosive plays are driven. So you certainly want to look for a quarterback who can get out of a bad play. In our NFL, it doesn't just all time up evenly. I think if you guys look at the stats, we had more mobile scrambling quarterbacks this year than maybe at any time over the last 20 years. And so a lot of that is when a play breaks down, they can go create and get on the move to go. And so how do you speed up when a blitz is coming and it's not there yet and you buy time to let that happen? Those are traits that are hard to measure. They're not accuracy. How do you get out of a bad play? There's not a metric for that. How do you speed up a throw that the blitz is coming? It's not quite there yet, but you have to get rid of it early because you're about to get drilled. Those are things that you look for. And so that's why at that position, the tape, you have to find that. You have to get out of bad plays. You got to be able to speed up. You got to show that kind of toughness. And there's all sorts of ways to look at it. I can certainly remember during my time in Atlanta inviting Ron Wolf down to training camp just so I could spend 2 days with him evaluating quarterbacks that were in that year's draft. What did you see and what did it look like? And I can remember we were watching one player and there was an interception and he had said, wind that back. And I was thinking he was thinking about the interception. No, you can let it run now. And it was to see how hard was the player going after that had the interception. So like he wasn't looking at the mechanic of the throw. He was studying the person and the competitiveness of stuff. So I think there's a lot of details that go into that position. We'd probably have a really long press conference on it, but it's also what makes my job and Adam's job really fun to make sure you're finding somebody with rare, unique stuff and then develop it over and over and over.
Interesting.
I think I'm where I'm supposed to be. Well said. All right.
Got time for 3 more. Reminder, name and affiliation, please. You know, there's been lots of speculation. The quarterback will be real and this unseasonable. Who do you both expect and need to step up?
Well, I think on any team, and certainly one that, you know, we want to be, a part of, to say the run and the play pass, that really has to go hand in hand. And so that's where a lot of the explosive plays comes, big run, then it comes back to a play pass. So having that kind of balance is super important. So for all of us,
Shout out to the super chat right here. Shout out to the super chat right here. Shout out my man DB for the 199 super. I appreciate that, bro. I'm tired of this garbage team. DQ Raw 2.0. I think all right. So with Dan Quinn, right? All right. So both him and Ron been to a Super Bowl, right? Both has been part of an MVP season for 2 separate quarterbacks. One had a 20-3 lead and blew it. Other one, they quite played like trash, and he was asked and he lost. Both of them are Super Bowls. But I do think Dan Quinn's a much better coach than Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera got away with having Cam Newton, bro. I don't think Ron got a defensive coordinator position in his cycle either. So that's just so what the league thinks about Ron. So I think Dan's a much better coach than Ron. Is he a retread? Yes, he is. Am I the biggest fan of retreads? Hell no, I'm not. But at the same token, I do like the energy he's bringing. He's not just like Ron like this. Matter of fact, he let it like Ron for 60 minutes every week. DQ ain't gonna do that. Like, bruh. Ron will have you, Ron will have you going nuts. At least with Dan, I think Dan Quinn, bro, like that last season he had in Atlanta, that was definitely ugly. But the whole team was in turmoil too. So I'm not gonna subscribe to the Ron 2.0 thing because I don't think there is apples and oranges, but I do see why people don't like retreads. So I'm not mad at you, bro. It feels depressing.
we certainly, obviously there's some good skill players on the team, but allowing the run game to flourish makes some of the big explosive passes.
I love when people
having
say
that balance, having the ability to run the ball, now play passes, now big plays that come off it. That's balance. And if you can get that part right, those are the hardest teams to go against, because if you're just one or the other, most, good defenses can find a way to do that. But if you have the balance, move a quarterback out of the pocket, make it look like a run, that's when you make it the most challenging.
Time for 2 more. Is there anything specifically that you guys do that's a little different to get the most of the
I don't know if it's anything different, but it is one that having the ability to have as many touch points as you can. So even if some of our coaches are back in Washington doing that and do nighttime Zoom. So Adam and I in a room, now a Zoom, then some video, the college scout who's in the area. So I think just finding those spaces to go, but more than anything, this is almost the first touch point in a lot of spaces to get to know the man. And there'll be other ones. There's, the pro days and visits there and 30 visits. So there's a lot obviously that goes into it. And we want to make sure that we're not going to be for everybody. Like we were looking for absolute guys that are willing to go for it and show that kind of toughness and speed and finishing ability. And so that's going to be a priority for us. And so we want to make sure that each and every guy that has.
And I like how he started what he's looking for. This is not for everybody. We're looking for people to knock people's heads off and do it quickly in a swift manner. So I do like he's saying what he's looking for without saying it, but looking for some speedy dogs, man. And I think he gonna love Jamin Davis too. I think Jamin Davis gonna get unlocked by Dan Quinn.
Role of how they'll get it on with us.
I like Dan, man. I don't love Dan Quinn, but I do like Dan Quinn a lot, though. I mean, he's a heck of a defensive mind.
I do. And I think the best parts of the combine are those interactions with the players. And so the on-field stuff is easy to see now. It's on high def TV. You can see movement to stuff, but getting to know, the ball player, what he's about, what's his why, what are the things that drives him. If there was something that had jammed him up in the past, who would be coming with them, if they moved to this city, just knowing their family backgrounds. And it's very complex for a player coming out today. And they've been exposed to NIL deals from college. They've been exposed to transfer portals.
I want to read what Adam Peters said today. So Grant Paulson tweeted this, or he posted this on X. Adam Peters, VI, Grand Dandy don't have a $9 million to spend for agency. We're not going to have a big spending spree. We're not going to go out and blow all that money in year one. We're going to build a competitive team with the right types of guys, and we're going to have a great draft after that. So I completely agree with him not blowing all the money, but I do think they're going to spend a nice 40-45% of that cap on free agency, though. I do expect them to re-sign Cameron Curl. I do expect them to have at least 2 high-ticket items. If after they get those high-ticket items, whether it's it's an edge rusher and let's just say a linebacker. Well, I don't think it's going to be a high-ticket linebacker out here. But probably like outside the big ones like Devin White, guys like that, Patrick Queen. So he might go high-ticket linebacker, right? But don't forget, he helped draft Fred Warner, too. So I think he'll probably try to find his diamond in the rough in the draft as well. But I do think he's going to spend on edge rusher because that's something you really can't get too cheap on. And I think he does spend at corner because we don't know. He don't know what the heck Emmanuel Forbes is. We don't know what the heck Emmanuel Forbes is. I don't think he's a CB1 in this league to that much. He's probably more like a high-end CB2 at best. So you got to have to find your CB1. And I think you should find that in free agency. So you find those 2 things in free agency, and you might get like a Gabe Davis. So you probably get like 3 high-ticket items, and their deal's going to be pretty cheap. So I just want to talk about that real quick. But that's
and so I think the player who's coming out today, they have probably a deeper story in some aspects than others do. And I think it makes those connections, Nikki, even more important to find out, why'd you stay when everybody said to go or you weren't the starter? And I think those kind of examples of resilience and finding ways, or conversely, a player that had to go to another place to find their opportunity. There's just more stories and more depth to it, Nikki. So I think that to me is where it is. The evaluations with Adam and his guys on the physical traits of the players, that's going to stay consistent no matter where we're at. But finding who the person is inside the helmet, inside the rib cage, that starts in moments like now.
All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate
All right, you guys have a good one.
So that was a presser for both Dan Quinn and Adam Peters. Them boys gonna have to learn their positions and not cry. Yeah, I agree with that, man. I think they're gonna do that. Edge rusher, linebacker, cornerback. I completely agree with that. I feel like Jeris Christian would be a guy we will target, and the Eagles trying to target him as well. Tennessee can't pay him and pay Chris Jones. They can't do both. Unless they restructure Mahomes' contract and do like a big restructure, which I think they're gonna kind of probably tired of doing that because they got just pushing money back in the future years, and you can't keep doing that forever. So you eventually got to pay those cap hits. But that's gonna do it for tonight's video, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction videos for tonight. Like, comment, subscribe to the PSN Commanders Network if you haven't done so. Roll the 3K on the way. Try to get the 3K before my birthday. So please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button. Shout out to my guy. Let me see. Can I scroll up? So my man DB for the 199 super chat again. Shout out to Hurley for comment and GusBus 9000. I appreciate you guys pulling tonight's stream. As well as anyone else that stopped by tonight. I very appreciate that. And yeah, man, I try to get the 3K for my birthday, which is April 28th. That is exactly 2 months from today. 2 months because it's probably 28th of February. So exactly 2 months from today will be your boy's G-Day. So let's get that 3K subscriber mark before we do so. And once again, man, thank y'all for all the condolences y'all sent for my family, my dad's side of the family, for my aunt that passed away recently. So appreciate that, man. Love y'all. Be safe, stay healthy. Have a good night. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Tomorrow will be more videos. Thursday will be more videos. I'm going to try to go live in a couple of weeks with another mega mock draft roundtable. Try some more big YouTubers on. So look forward to that. I'll do that in March and April. And I have more mock drafts, stuff like that, and things of that nature throughout the month of March. So March going to be a lit one. So let's get to it. Combine week is here. And we're going to go ahead and get to free agency. All the craziness, all the insanity is on the way. So till then, peace.